know. You didn't want me to.
Leave it alone, Annabelle.
And that's the misconception, is everybody thinks this is glue. It's actually cement.
I could just dunk the chicken and go. Hey y'all, Amy here. Welcome back to the farm. Today is the weekend. We've got some projects going on. I'm helping Bryan do some different things, and I'm just gonna take y'all around and show you what you're doing. What we're doing, not what you're doing. What we're doing.
Yeah, us, not you.
Should I do that all over again?
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, before we move on to the ditch stuff, I wanted to say one thing real quick. See that white thing right there? This is my female goat area, and Mabel's getting a bottle. And we moved Batman over here for a little while because when I opened up that other side where they have part of the backyard now, I have a larger area, plenty of space for these goats. And Levi, his goat is Batman. He's a wether, which is a fixed male goat. He was over on the other side of the property here where I have my male goats and the dogs. And his purpose is to be a companion to Tobias, which is my buck. So you don't want to keep one goat by themselves. They're a herd animal. They need at least one of a similar same species to be with them. Well, at the moment, I have Oliver from the Chicken Daddy farm hanging out here for a while, which is Toby's half brother. And so they're both over there. So I was like, okay, well, Levi wanted Batman to come spend some time over here. So he came to spend time over here. Batman has what's called skurs. So when he was disbudded, when he is little, if it's not done like fully and the whole thing, he can grow like tiny little nubs, and they're generally just attached. Pearl. They're generally just attached to the skin, and head butting and things can either cause them to break off or to partly break off, and then it can be a bloody mess. It's something that can happen when animals are disbudded. Not every time, not frequently, but if they're not done perfectly, then it can happen. And so we put Batman over here. He was playing around with Annabelle, and here, dude, say, yeah, that happened. It didn't tear off all the way, but it's see, it did, it ripped a little. So I'm gonna put some blue coat on it real quick. But while I was over here to put blue coat on it, I just wanted to tell you that Batman's over here. And he's gonna hang out over here with the ladies for a little while. He's cool with it. Willow, not so much. Willow, what do you think? What you think, huh? I'm gonna get like the head of like a broom, like those big push brooms. I'm gonna turn it around and I'm gonna screw it to that for them to like scratch themselves on and stuff. I haven't done it yet, but that's what I'm gonna do. Her scratching her head there reminded me of that. Okay, let's get this on Batman real quick. Okay, I'm gonna use this back in the day, I don't know if they still call that. It's blue lotion. We called it blue coat. And a lot of times it's a spray. This one is a little Annabelle thingy. Annabelle. Stop it! Stop it, Annabelle. Okay, so come here, dude, just for a second. Come here. Set this down here. Get this here. Put this on your head. Don't let her knock the camera over, please, Abby. Hold on, dude. Oh, hold on.
Stop, Annabelle.
Hold still for a minute. I know. The I know. Hang on. Hold still. Batman, I gotta do this, dude. Gotta do this. I know. He didn't want me to touch it.
Leave it alone, Annabelle.
And this is why a spray can be a better option, y'all. Hold still. Doot, doot. You're okay. Doot, doot. You're okay. Hold on. Yep. I know. Yep. Yep. Get it all around it. You're okay, baby. Baby doll, you're all right. Okay, that's good. Sorry, bud. It's for your own good. All right, he didn't like that very much, but that's okay. That is okay. And now I'm gonna go put this up, and we're gonna head out and do some ditch pipe laying stuff. Okay, Bryan went in to change his hat because it's getting really hot and he needed a cooler hat. So while I'm waiting on him, I'll tell you what we're doing. See, behind me's a ditch. That was a ditch. Across there's a ditch. Over to there. Okay, here's the situation. We don't have water on this side of the farm. We have water on that side of the farm where the buildings are. This is a lime rock road, and over on that side, but there was only one source of water on this side of the farm, and that's right over there. One little spigot, and that one little spigot is where I run hoses, where I water all my garden stuff, where I had a hose run from over there all the way across to this to fill waters for, in the past, this is where I had my pigs back when I did Kune pigs. And then now it's dogs and goats. And I also have back over there a hose that runs from the house across the driveway, which I have to take on and off to water those over there, those are all my raised beds. And then fill dog waters and stuff like that. So y'all, it's been a lot of hose stretching, undoing, doing all that stuff. So today we're finally at a point where the farm is dry enough that, as you saw, we rented the ditch digger and Bryan dug ditches. So what we're doing today, going from that across all the way to over here. And then we went that way to that end of the pen. We're gonna put a spigot over there for that side of the garden over there. And then we're gonna put a pipe all the way on this corner so that we can have water right here. And then we're gonna take pipes and run it all the way down to that corner. And we're gonna put in an automatic goat water over there. And there will also be a spigot there so that I can have a hose right there to water my raised bed gardens. No more constant hoses across roads and stretching stuff and hauling hoses here and there and all that stuff. So, yeah, lots of pipe, lots of ditches. Yay! Which part? What is what? The blue stuff?
We can turn a little bit more. Get that thing. You can bend around sort of.
Alright y'all, we need a couple of pipe things. It's like some connectors and stuff, so we're gonna run to town real quick. Okay, y'all, we're back home. We're gonna get back to it. I went and put a t-shirt on so my shoulders don't fry. Unload the stuff, and where'd you go? Lay pipe. We had to get some more pipe because we are doing more than what we thought we were gonna do. We had to get some connectors. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Okay, let's do this. That's a boys. That's a boys. That's a baby. That's babies. Those big babies. You have to have a specific kind of glue.
Well, I did landscaping for 16 years or more.
Oh yeah, that's true. They wouldn't know that.
And the irrigation side of things, I did a lot of this. We always use the blue glue because it's wet or dry.
What's wet or dry mean?
Well,
What's
right now it's dry, and so we can glue it together. But I've had breaks, like at a blueberry farm, where you didn't have the luxury of shutting off the water. So you just cut everything while it's spewing water. You just put the blue cement on it and stick it together, and it'll still glue. But that's the misconception, is everybody thinks this is glue. It's actually cement. It's a chemical compound. It interacts with the PVC and kind of welds it together, so to speak. That's why it burns your hand.
See, I didn't even know that. It's just PVC glue. That's what I thought it was.
Read the bottle.
Well,
It says cement.
I've never read the bottle.
I mean, a bunch of rednecks, you're just gonna say
Rain or shine.
PVC glue.
Oh, is that rain or shine meaning blue or wet, or wet or dry?
yeah.
Oh,
Everybody calls
oopsie!
it
Don't do that.
PVC glue because that's what their daddy called it, and their daddy before them called it, and it may have been called PVC glue at one point, but in today's world, got all sorts of chemical stuff, and there's a different cement for different applications.
You mean different types of material as far as pipe
Yeah.
and stuff go?
I mean, you got all sorts of piping. You got
Still going.
piping for water, you got piping for chemical, sewage, electrical. In theory, you probably could use the same glue for everything, but it's not intended for it. Different types of plastic.
Okay. All right, so the YouTube world doesn't even know what you do, I don't think. You did landscaping for 16 years, and you were a firefighter. So in high school, you started landscaping?
When I was 15 or 16, I was working for the aftercare program that our church had. When I was 16, my youth pastor, his son, who's quite a bit younger than me and myself, decided to start a landscape business. So my youth pastor taught me how to run a business. And then you're pointing at the ground.
I can still hear you.
My dad retired, started doing landscaping, and then I went to fire school. That's about the time I met you.
But your daddy took over your business,
Some
and
of
then
it.
the business you had created, he took, and then you went to fire school. And then we met. And then you were firefighter and landscaping.
Huh?
You didn't do firefighter while you were landscaping though.
Well, I was a volunteer for a long time. So when I got out of high school and started volunteering, I worked a couple different jobs. I was working 3 jobs at one point because I liked money. But did odds and ends too, because 2010 we had a tornado. And so I did a lot of cleanup for that. Made money off of it.
You've done a lot of other things though. Tell them what you were doing when we met.
Let's see.
It was Dana Safety Supply.
I was working for a company in Jacksonville, putting lights and sirens in emergency vehicles.
Yeah.
And then took a leave of absence to finish fire school full time, which was 6 weeks, I think. And then when I got done, didn't have a job anymore. So I got back into landscaping and moved to Keystone.
You got glue on your fingers and what?
Yeah. If
It's
wet,
not
still-
glue, excuse me. Cement.
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 While it's still wet, you can put some dirt on it, just something to stick to it, and then roll it around. It comes off like Play-Doh. If you don't catch it in time, though, it sticks everywhere.
Okay. Anyway, you're not in landscaping now, and you don't do wiring lights, and you're not a firefighter. What are you?
Stay home, Dad.
No, that's not true. No, y'all, he commutes 3 hours a day to Ocala. Why?
So apparently I'm good at managing people.
He's a warehouse manager, y'all. How you got from firefighting and landscaping to warehouse managing is a long story for another day, but that's what he does.
I've only been in warehousing for 10 years, and I've had 3 different jobs in the past 2.5 years.
True.
Went from
But like each time you get a new job, it's an advancement.
Huh?
Each time you've gotten a new job, it's been advancing though.
Yes. I went from warehouse in medical devices to production for drones for the military to warehousing for a food company. The only thing in common is managing people.
So back to the job. Does it matter what size pipe you run? Like we went from big to smaller to small.
You want to start with bigger, going to smaller the further down you go to keep your pressure. If you go from small to big, it's like, think about trying to fill up a 5-gallon bucket with a fire hose or a garden hose.
Yeah.
You want the bigger water supply coming down.
But this tiny pipe will still give us plenty of water pressure
Yes.
way out here.
It's coming from a 2-inch pipe.
So can you just like run pipe indefinitely, or is there like a max distance that you should probably not go farther than for water pressure's sake?
As long as you got a big enough pump, well, you figure fire hydrants go all through a city,
Yeah.
and they're 5-6-inch water mains. As long as you got the power behind it, you can go as far as you want.
But for what we're doing here with what we have,
I mean, there will come a point where you don't really have that much pressure, but you don't need a whole lot of pressure just for watering flowers or animals.
yeah. Okay, y'all. Took a break from the laying pipe. Got so hot. And we have a couple other things we need to do today. So we're gonna take a break from that and let it cool. I might bring you back this evening and show you the rest of what we do. Or, you know, we're mostly gonna be covering up ditches, so that's not fun. Okay, next order of business. So about 6 months ago, I had an issue with my chickens with mites, and resolved it. It was in winter. It was a pain. Okay, I bathed all my chickens. I did like a dunk, and I bathed all my chickens basically. So it was in here in the shed. It was cold outside. I had multiple space heaters, and I was using hair dryers and things to try to keep them from getting chilled. And it was just, I was trying to do it as naturally as possible, and it worked. So I didn't have to use any type of chemicals or anything. Well, okay, you do a dunk, like a bath, with Dawn dish soap. When I say don't use chemicals, I mean I don't use pesticides. I'm fully aware the Dawn dish soap is not all natural. However, when it comes to this or that, I'd rather use Dawn. So, I'm doing that again. So what I have is I have some buckets where I'm going to get some hot water in here mixed with some cold water. I'm going to do it out there because it's like 90 something degrees, and I can just dunk the chickens and go. So you hold them in the water 5 minutes in the Dawn dish soapy water, and then we're going to put them into a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket of warm water with white vinegar. That's going to take off the soap residue from the feathers, and we're going to let them go. So that's the plan. And I'm not going to show you my whole process. I'm probably going to time lapse this for y'all because I'm not going to talk you through it and show you everything, because I actually already made a video on that way back when I did it last time. So, but I will time lapse it and let you see what I'm doing, because this video is getting kind of long. So we're going to try to speed things up here because I do a lot and I don't always have time to show everything that I'm doing. But I was like, well, I could end the video with Bryan, or I could just do the next thing and show you what I'm doing. So that's what we're doing. So let's go. Okay, got that done. Took about an hour and a half, y'all. About an hour and a half. There's a bunch of soggy chickens over there, but it is so hot. Whew, it is so hot. Okay, I'm gonna call it good for this video. That's a lot going on, and yeah, we could keep going, and this could be like hours long. So, thanks for hanging out with us today, and until next time, keep on the sunny side.